Well, Ali, you've had a chance to digest the fixtures. There's rather a lot there to take in with the different competitions. What are the standout moments for next season for you?
Well, I think, we've got obviously 5 double headers this year in the T20s as opposed to 4, which I think is obviously very exciting. And looking at them, I think Somerset's obviously a big one for us, obviously a repeat of the final of last year. And I think, a chance for us to start the competition really positively. So I'd say that one really stands out to me. And obviously Yorkshire. I found out actually that Yorkshire, last time we played them in the T20 was 2012, so obviously a long time ago. So that will obviously be a great experience. And I think that's also a double header as well, which will be, I think, another great chance for us to, hopefully get a lot of fans in here and, put on a show.
Yeah, so let's break it down then. T20, which starts as it has done previous few years in May, but it's all done and dusted in 3 months, all done by the middle of July. That's something that a lot of people were calling for. Do you agree with that?
Well, I think as a batter, I'm more a T20. I'm happy to play back-to-back, but I think obviously bowlers, I think workloads, playing back-to-back, I think it's very tough on the body. And I think in a competition where, you're mixing from Championship straight to T20, I think it's definitely good that we don't play back-to-back. And I think the travelling as well, I think it's a lot for bowlers. And I think in the end, you want to have the best standard of cricket possible in the competition. I think if you're putting so much stress on bodies, I think actually, you increase the chance of injury. And I think actually having bigger breaks in between makes it, hopefully the games, you get better standard games and, faster bowling and that kind of, yeah.
2 less group games for next season, 12 as opposed to 14, and 3 groups as well. So there's a crossover this year, which is a little bit different.
Yeah.
You're going to Somerset in a different group. First up, repeat of last year's final.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it'll be very interesting. I know, Somerset's obviously a very high-scoring ground, and I think it could be a very good game, and hopefully we get an absolute belter of a wicket as well.
Yeah. The other crossover game is Yorkshire coming here, as you mentioned, only the second time. It's a long way for them to come. T20 was all about 3 groups, less travel, and yet there's a team that's doing more. Yeah,
I think we've done quite well there, haven't we? To get them at home. But no, obviously we will have them in the Championship, and I think as well I think we're actually going to Scarborough in the one day as well. So I think we it's even then.
5 double headers, men and women here at the Utilita Bowl. There was only 4 last year. How much do you enjoy those?
I think they're great. You turn up and there's already people in the ground. You turn up, there's a real energy, especially here. I was lucky to be a part of the one at the Oval as well. I was with the squad, and I think you turn up. There's obviously a lot of people already here, so it gets you a lot more excited to actually be there. Initially, it's not, you don't turn up, there's nobody there. You can obviously hear the crowd, and you can hear, and it's great to see much more cricket being played in the day as well.
Yeah, a couple of those double headers are in the May half term as well. So even though I think one of them's midweek, so on a Tuesday, which is probably not ideal, but 2 in midweek, 2 in half term.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think the most important thing is, we get lots of people coming along enjoying it. And I think as well, I remember last year, the first game we had at Essex, it was an absolute belter of a day as well. And I think if we have a good day, half term, I think it'd be really exciting and we could have a great atmosphere here.
Okay, so Championship, you're still on 14. There was a lot of people asking for less of those as well. Where do you stand on that? Is that about right?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you want to play enough games in a season to, obviously we were quite lucky last year with how things worked out, but I think you want to play enough games to really kind of get the benefit of, playing home and away, because, it's obviously luck of the draw really who you play and where you play your cricket as well. So I think 14 is about right for me, yeah.
Start with Essex at home. Yeah.
Essex at home, yeah, that's right. And then I think we actually play them away in a few weeks after that. So,
the 2 new promoted teams. You're only playing Leicester once, and that's up at Leicester. That comes in September. You've got Glamorgan home and away though.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting to see how they go, and I think it's a good challenge for us to try and put in strong performances against them. And I think this year, coming into it, we've got a strong side this year coming in. Obviously a lot of changes in the squad, so I think actually it'll be a good challenge this year. But I think we're definitely up for it and we're ready for it.
The 50 over competition, which I say traditionally, but certainly over the last few years, has been played over the 100. That starts now in July.
Yeah, I know. Starts a lot earlier. I know there's lots of change, but I think as well it's a good thing. I think it's you kind of naturally go into it from, and I'd say Championship cricket and one day cricket have a lot of similarities. So I think the crossover there is not. Yeah, I'd say the crossover between T20 is a lot more difficult, but actually there's a lot more similarities in the way you go about it. So.
Back to Scarborough in the group stages as opposed to the semi-final this year.
Absolutely, can't wait.
At least you've got Durham at home in that competition as well. So What about you? For next season, because first, let's take the 50 over competition. You had a great competition, didn't you? A couple of hundreds.
Yeah, I think for me it was a big. Speaking to a lot of guys after the competition, it was quite a big competition for me to get a bit of confidence around the group and just try and almost cement myself in the squad really, because I feel like I've not really hit the ground running yet. I haven't really kind of settled into a team yet and cemented my place, and I think it was just a good opportunity to contribute to wins to the team and hopefully just try and get myself in the Championship side and the T20 side and go from there.
Yeah, because you've done 2 years now since your move from Sussex, and really the first year was blighted by your arm injury, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think as well, there's been a lot of cricket here, and I'd argue at times I haven't taken my opportunities. But next year's a fresh year, and I think having the confidence from that competition, I think it makes it exciting for me, and hopefully I can get in and get going really.
And you got into the Championship side, didn't you? Second half of last year, and you played the last 3 matches of the season as well. When you look at the fixtures having just come out as well, do you look at that with a renewed vigour now, knowing that you're sort of getting yourself back into some sort of shape, as you've just alluded to?
Yeah, definitely. I think you always enjoy your October. You go away, you have a proper, more than anything, a mental break from it. But then I think you come back and fixtures come out. You look at, obviously for me going back to Sussex, there are fixtures there. We think no, those are ones you really want to do well in. You really want to kind of come good in those. So I think it definitely helps when you're training. You're working towards things. You see Surrey at the Oval and you think, right, well that you want to work on a slightly more bouncing ball, like a bit more swing, and it definitely helps with that. But I think also it's just it gets you more excited and gets you ready to go again really.
Yeah. So what have you got coming up this winter in terms of preparation for next summer?
Yeah, so I've got a spin camp to Mumbai, which I'm really excited for, something very new and something a couple of the lads did last winter, which was actually, it's nice to actually see. And they said it was amazing. There's loads of batting and they really enjoyed it. So I think it's something very new, but I think something, where actually playing at grounds like Taunton and other places where it spins a lot, I think it's a really good challenge and something I really need to work on.